Hi, I'm Jackie. If you want yoga style exercise for keeping your body younger or slowing down aging, we can't stop aging, but we can slow it down, then I'm the person for you. If you want fancy cinematography and a beautiful model body and looks, you won't like me. This is very simple. It's just my iPhone, and I'm a 51-year-old and I'm nothing special, but I am a very good teacher and a motivator and educator for getting over 50s moving more and feeling your best. So please hit subscribe, try this video. We're going to work on loosening up our spine, strengthening our core gently, our legs, our back, our belly. We're going to strengthen a little bit through our whole body. We're going to stretch, we're going to relax, we're going to move. You're going to do good things for yourself, and self-care is healthcare. Take responsibility for your health. Don't take it for granted if you're over 50. Put the work in and live a long time and have a great time in your old age. Phone on silent, lots of water. The next bit of time is for you. Self-care equals healthcare. Connecting into your body right now, grounded and aligned through your feet. Heavy head balanced in the right place on top of the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Tops of the shoulders down, away from your ears. Feeling your breath is free, you're not lifting a weight, so your belly's moving freely right now. Breathing into a nice soft belly, mainly in and out through the nose. And exhale, your belly gently contracts at the end of the exhalation. One more breath, conscious, slightly deeper breath in and out. Starting to warm up around our spine, shoulders turning in, rounding your spine, extending your spine. If you're not familiar with this, have a look first. So you're rounding out and then arching. And this is in the discs at the front and back, and it's hydrating the discs and freeing up some muscles around the spine. Don't worry if you're not coordinated. You're just moving in different ways and you'll get a benefit from just doing that. It doesn't matter if you're not coordinating the movements perfectly. You're moving your body, you're stimulating blood flow, you're loosening around your spine. Next one, if you have a sore neck or shoulder, just push your hips one way, push your hips the other way. If your shoulder feels okay and your neck, you can reach one arm up and one arm down, feeling that stretch up your side. Make sure you're not arching like that, especially tall people. So make sure you can feel it in your sides, not your lower back. So that's an important one to work on, lateral flexion, and then coming into twisting through your spine. So trying to look towards the wall behind you or trying to reach towards the wall behind you. I quite like doing it with just relaxed arms, just like that, quite floppy arms. It feels really good. It's not quite as much release the shoulder blades when you do it like this. It's actually a bit more release in the thoracic, in the stiff thoracic and shoulder blades. So you can see what you feel like you want to do. Okay, and then just move in any direction. Maybe try to move your spine in a way it's never ever gone to. In your whole life, your spine has never gone to that actual direction, and it's stimulating your bones, your vertebrae in a different way, but also your brain, your neural pathways. So as we get older, we tend to not do new movements so much, not move in different ways, but it's very good anti-aging medicine to keep moving in different ways. So dancing is one of the best ways, and keeping up with some new music coming out, because that stimulates the brain and it's good. A lot of the new stuff is really good. Okay, so we're going to go to a balance pose. So have a wall near you if you need, and just keep it safe. So just very simple one, but it's not easy. Put one foot in front of the other foot, as though you're walking on a tightrope. And see if you can close your eyes, but have a wall there if you need, and keep your eyes steady. It's really hard with your eyes closed, but that's the challenge. We'll try the other foot in front. Now, you don't have to do it with your eyes closed. So have a wall there if you need. Just start with your eyes open and look straight ahead. And don't look at the screen. Look at a still spot. Don't look at me because I'm a bit wobbly. And if you feel like you want the challenge and it's safe, you could try it with your eyes closed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I lost my balance a bit then. So that's a really good little one. Now it's balancing on one leg. Have a wall near you if you need, and then try to bend and straighten your standing leg. So we're challenging the muscles a bit, and we're getting into our bone density. Weight bearing to the hip and strengthening around the knee joint. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. With osteoarthritis, the knees and hips, a little bit of this is good, just not too much of it can aggravate. Okay, and then the other, have a wall near if you need. And if you're not used to it, just start with a straight leg. But when you get stronger, which you will if you keep practicing, you can try the bend and straighten, which makes it a little bit more challenging for your muscles. Don't round out. Keep your back straight. Don't look at the screen when you know what you're doing. Look at a still spot. Don't look at me. Look at a still spot to make it easier. Great. And this is very, very important, keeping strong calf muscles. And at the same time, we'll do our back muscles. So try to put your elbows in your back pockets and lift your heels up and down. And don't let your ankles splay out. That's the outer ankle being lazy. So squeeze your ankles in. If you're new to this, you're going to actually need to start with your fingers on the wall. So the first 10 times you do this exercise, the heel raises, you will need a wall. But eventually you can do it in the middle of the room. So then that's when you can add on strengthening your back and your calf muscles. So once again, see my ankles, don't let that happen, because that's the outer ankles rolling out. So you want to squeeze in like that. So you're strengthening your outer ankle and your calf muscle. So elbows in back pockets on its own. Try to put your elbows in your back pockets. And you feel these. I want you to feel these thoracic muscles. So calf muscles and back muscles are arguably more important than core muscles. Strong calf for circulation and strong walking, blood flow to the heart, and strong backs for not getting rounded and stiff and shallow breathing and less blood flow to the brain. This is great for leg strength. So it's called wall sit. So find a wall and sit down like this. So 30 seconds. "20. You feel your heart rate come up a bit because the muscles are working hard. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is a great one, the wall sit, and you really could do it a couple more times if you want, for your heart rate, for your strength, challenging yourself. So press pause if you like and do it twice more, but you build up to the 30. You might not be ready for the 30 seconds yet. So we're going to come down to the floor now and do a few core exercises and then a few stretches and a bit of relaxation. So make your way down to all fours. We'll do a little bit on loosening up around our spine. So it's called angry cat, happy cat, or cat cow. So all fours, look forward, inhale, and then look at your belly button, exhale. Do that about 5 times. Try to do these little bits of this throughout the day if you're sitting a lot. Sitting makes the blood flow stagnate, as also lymph, which is the sewage system, and your gut as well. And as we get older, things stagnate obviously more as things are slowing down, lymph and blood flow and gut flow. So the older we get, the more we need to break up sitting with movement. Walking is the king, but there's lots of other ways. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's pouring with rain. You're not going to go for a walk. So this is a core exercise. So this is a really, really good one for strong shoulder stability and waist and core and hips as well. So put one elbow down and put the other hand on top and lift your hips up, and we'll hold for 30 seconds. But if you're really, really strong with this one, you can do it like this if you're ready, you can do it with that. So 20 seconds more. Hold your top hip forward, your shoulders down, holding your head. About 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you build up to the harder one. So you start with the easier one. So put your other elbow down. Knees bent is for beginners. And then you put this hand, this is for beginners, and then you lift and you hold like that. So 30 seconds. But some of you might be ready for this one now, but only if your shoulder and your neck says it's okay. I've lost count, but let's say 15 more seconds. It's not really about time. It's about feeling your muscles starting to fatigue, pushing it to the edge. Let's do 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work for that one. Okay, so the next one is on your elbows, and it's called elbow plank. So you build up to the longer hold. So if you're not used to this, you start with your knees down and you just hold for 10 seconds or 20, but eventually you can do a straight legs and you can do 30 seconds in a straight line. Make sure somebody checks you that you're not like that and you're not bottom in the air, or go to the mirror and have a look. Shoulders down. It's not really about time, it's about pushing it to your edge, getting into the bones, getting into the deep muscles. Your cardiovascular system, your heart rate comes up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next one is for muscles in the back of the body. So lying on your belly and have your arms like this, palms facing in. So thumbs down, and then exhale, squeeze your belly and try to lift your arms and your legs up just a little bit. And we'll do that 10 times. So this is called Shalabhasana. Exhale. It's very good for strengthening the muscles in the back of the arms, the back of the legs, the back of the spine, lower back, glutes. If you're new to it, you might not do quite as many. You might not do 10, you might just do 3. And you don't want to do too much too soon with your lower back. If your lower back is weak and you haven't done much of this, it takes a bit of time, but it's very important to work on your spine for bone density, for good posture, not getting rounded, and also for resting metabolism, just keeping everything strong and healthy. Vital, youthful energy, prana. I've lost count. Let's do a couple more. Don't look right forward. Once you know what you're doing, keep your neck in neutral, just looking down at the floor. Let's do one more. If you feel really strong, you could finish on a hold. 10, 9. Beginners, don't do a hold yet. Just rest down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then put one cheek down and just resting on the floor with a little neck rotation. Just trying to relax, feel your belly move when you breathe in and out. And then squeeze your belly, put your hands down and swap your head to the other direction. Other cheek down, arms down beside you. Relax as much as you can. It's called prone shavasana. So it's a relaxation pose with a little neck rotation. Try not to get too stiff in our neck. Okay, we've done a little bit side muscles, we've done a little bit back muscles, we've done a little bit chest muscles in elbow plank. We'll do a little bit our belly, our flexors, all the muscles in the front of our body. So lying on your back, and if you are a beginner or you get a sore back, just do light weights, see like I'm doing here, toe tap, knees together, make a point of touching knees together, especially men, because I see their knees always displaying out, being lazy in their deep core and their inner thighs, especially if you're prone to the bow legs. Really make a point of touching knees together here. But if you're a bit stronger, you can do the straight legs like that. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more weight. And if you want, you can lift your head up, but with osteoporosis, you tend to hunch and there's pressure on the vertebrae, and you don't want any compression fractures. You want to avoid them. So keep your head down. It's much safer for a lot of over 50s. But if you are going to have your head up, make sure you're not hunching. So you try to keep your neck as neutral as you can. And it's really not too much about time, it's about feeling the muscles start fatiguing. So if you're feeling it's quite easy and you could do it forever, you could try scissors, that's a bit harder. Let's do 10 more counts. We'll finish on a hold. So the easier hold, that's the one I'm doing there, called 90-90. This one with straight legs is harder and the head up is harder. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work. We're going to do windscreen wiper just to loosen up around our hips and spine and belly. Have a look at it if you don't know it. Most of you know it from my videos, windscreen wiper. So feet about hip width or a little wider, and you go knees one way and knees the other way, and just feel like you're oiling up around the hips, loosening up around your spine. You can do something with your arms if you're experienced, otherwise we'll just keep the arms relaxed. Okay, and then we're going to hug our knees into our chest for a few nice deep breaths in and out. So in yoga, mainly you just breathe naturally. If you're very yoga fit, you'll actually breathe less. So a very yoga fit person, you won't really hear them breathe that much when they're practicing yoga. But if you're a beginner, you'll need to breathe a bit more and try to breathe mainly in and out through the nose. But a few deeper breaths here is nice. And roll over onto your belly. And this is in a lot of my videos because it is one of the most important exercises to break up sitting. So Sphinx pose is, I hope you have it in your life, and I hope you do it every day. And even just, you could even do it 10 times a day if you sit a lot. We all sit too much. And you could do it like 30 seconds mid-morning, 1 minute mid-afternoon, 2 minutes late afternoon. So something like, it doesn't need to be 2 minutes, but you can come in and out of it, and it's just such a good pose. And if you're more flexible, you can do cobra like that, trying to get a stretch into your belly. Don't have your shoulders hunched. Shoulders are down, and try to relax. Try to relax into it. And then if you can, kneeling, stretching forward and incorporate it with the Sphinx. This is so good for your back as well. If you can't kneel, just go halfway back like that if you're stiffer. But if you can, go all the way back, bottom back and chest forward. So you're lengthening your spine, you're working on flexibility in the ankles, knees, hips and spine, and it's very calming as well. And this is a really good one to have in your everyday life. And you can alternate between the two. They work really well together. Sphinx and then back to kneeling. Okay, good. And then we're going to do a hip stretch, which is really good for our lower back as well. So you can do it in the middle of the room. It's quite nice at the wall. So one leg up like that. And so you can feel a stretch in your outer hip and your lower back broadens. Or you can just be in the middle of the room and hold your legs there, but the wall can hold you there. So the abductor stretch. And it's nice to take a few slightly deeper, slower than normal breaths here. If you have a lot of stress, it's always got to help to take deep, slow exhalations. But if you feel pretty relaxed, then you don't have to go around deep breathing all the time because it can fatigue you and it can make you excessively hungry. And we don't want to actually eat more, and we don't want less energy. So we're trying to keep everything calm. So if it's already calm, you don't need to do deep breathing really. And then swap to the other leg, other hip stretch, abductor stretch. And if you feel you need some slow deep breaths, do so, because as I said, if you've got stress, they are good. If you're not exercising much, if you overeat, if you're stressed, deep breathing's good. But if you're not overeating, you're getting plenty of exercise, you're not really that stressed right now, just natural breathing, quiet, mainly in and out through the nose, face soft, and jaw and tongue and throat. That's great. So try to get into the wall, and if you have a block or a pillow or a bolster, this is a really good one with the block or the pillows. So see how I've lifted my hips up, I'm at the wall. So see how I went into it, beginners, like this, and it takes a bit of practice. And then I'm putting the bolster or the couple of pillows or the block behind the hips, and this is really good for your brain too. If you have glaucoma, it's not safe, or high blood pressure. Uncontrolled high blood pressure. Controlled blood pressure is, there's different opinions. So some experts say it's safe and some experts say it's not. So really, you've got to take responsibility for your own health, heart, brain, body, gut, because there's lots of different opinions and expert opinions, and we're all a bit different. So just ask your head, behind your eyes, if there's too much pressure, come out of the pose. If you feel quite relaxed in your head, stay for longer. Great medicine, great anti-aging medicine. Just noticing your body breathing, trying to hold our attention. Our brain is 2% of our body weight, but it needs 20% of our oxygen, blood oxygen. And so doing things that helps to the heart to bring blood flow to the brain is going to be good for our heart. So walking, exercise, all the yoga, most of the yoga ones, the inversions that we're doing now, the cat-cow, the spinal releases, the core. Just the worst thing is just sitting too much, really, and having bad posture. Okay, and one more pose. You can sit and meditate. If it's the morning, you might like to sit. If it's afternoon, you might like to lie down in Shavasana like I am, the corpse pose. Palms up. If your back's tight, a pillow under your knees. If your neck's arched, a pillow under your head. And if it's cold, a blanket over your body. So close your eyes, but you could keep eyes open if you want to be a bit more alert. That's fine too. Eyes closed is obviously going to be more calming. And just see what you need. And if you need some slow, deep breathing, if there's anxiety in your system, that's helpful. Otherwise, natural, quiet breathing, conscious breathing. Scanning through your body, see how you are in your body and accept. And your mind, your emotions, your psychological state, accept how you are. Just being present, being aware and mindful, and more connected in the present in our life, more accepting, more mindful, and trying to be focusing more on the positives, or being grateful, appreciative of the things we do have. Often we focus on what we don't have. So we can work on our body, but we can also work on our mind and do things that make us happier. And trying to be kind and more kind and loving towards ourselves and others. The great test is thinking about somebody who's hurt you, an enemy, and being kind and loving and accepting of, somebody who's hurt you. That's the greatest test. If you're not ready for that, start with yourself, start with somebody you love, send them kindness and loving, but eventually, then a stranger, and you build up to an enemy. But of course, if you're a yogi, you won't have enemies. You'll just be accepting, forgiving, loving to everyone. So if you want to stay for longer, or even do it all again, or another video, that's fine. Press stop if you're staying for longer in the meditation, if you have the time. If you're ready to move, wriggle your fingers and toes, bring your knees in. I hope you can do all my videos. You'll learn so much off all of them. And keep learning and keep moving. And please subscribe. And if you want extra bonus content from all my live class recordings, become a patron. And it's less than $10 Australian per month. And you'll get lots more value. Thank you.